All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Wadash. Double honors due to the apostles and the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yeshaya, a part of Valley, South Carolina. And this lesson right here, or this video, is going to be, basically lambacking off of the elder Apostle Hart. He just uploaded roughly 20-30 second vid. About this guy right here, RFK Jr. Now, brothers have been hearing about what possibly he's trying to do. Well, what he said, okay, and I quote, he said something along the lines that in the next 4 years, Americans should be wearing wearables. Now, we know this points to the MOTB, okay, the kragma, all right, the C to the hip, and we have to do that to dress our words up because we don't want our channels being flagged or whatnot. So I'm going to play a little bit of this video, and I have a couple scriptures. This is not medical information, and this is not medical information.
Advisory board yesterday. Dr. Tom Frieden, the former director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, said in a statement, quote, "We'll look back at this as a grave mistake that sacrificed decades of scientific rigor, undermined public trust, and opened the door to fringe theories rather than facts." Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who is also a physician, explained why he decided to vote for Robert Kennedy's confirmation.
He has also committed that he had worked within current vaccine approval and safety monitoring systems and not establish parallel systems. If confirmed, he will maintain the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices recommendations without changes.
Robert Kennedy obviously lied to Senator Cassidy, which Senator Cassidy should have been able to figure out at the time. At the Kennedy confirmation hearing, Senator Angela Brooks had some questions that Robert Kennedy could not answer.
You said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
There's differences.
Now, just to interject, he's right. He's right on that. But at the same time, he's still working for the man. All right, so no matter what his just as his pops was, he's a little bit defiant and what's the word? His granddad, so to say, but or his pops, I don't know which one, but yeah, kind of rebellious. All right, and some people speculate that RFK was a Jake, so I don't know. But anyway, the point is that they're using this to bring in the MOTB system, okay, the Kragma, all right? And this is leading up to it, man.
In reaction to different products by different races.
So what different vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the pollen article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens than...
This is so dangerous.
So you get the same measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous. Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous.
Joining our discussion now is Senator Angela Brooks of Maryland. She's a member of the Senate.
And also, really fast, look who they got, as speaking on this matter, all right? A B-dub, okay? To your right, all right? So this whole agenda, man, E is played out. It's the same thing over and over again, man. It's the same things over and over again. It's getting tacky. That's why the Lord needs to come back. He's going to have it to where they're going to be scraping and scrambling, all right, trying to get their enterprise going or get their enterprise set, which, as we know in various scriptures, that the Lord is going to disappoint him. Okay, the craftiness of the wicked, craftiness of the wicked.
Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. And Senator, it was that committee where we just saw your question to Robert Kennedy during his confirmation hearing. And here he is firing the experts on vaccines at the CDC, as he apparently promised Senator Kennedy he would not do. Senator Cassidy, I mean.
Oh, absolutely. So now we know that it's not only the case that RFK Jr. is unqualified for his job, which we always knew. We know as well that he lied to the Senate when he said that he would maintain that panel of vaccine experts. He was questioned very directly about this, and he has fired an entire panel of experts now. You know, he is literally making Americans sicker by the day. $12 billion worth of cuts to NIH. It's really shocking what he has done, and it is just, it's heartless. You know, not only cuts to NIH, but I learned today, I spoke with some experts who told me that he has also terminated a panel of people.
Okay, that's about it. But as you can see, you know, he's a Democrat. All right. Now they use, you know, it's the two horns of the same beast, man. So two horns of the same animal. Okay, that Democratic and Republican goes back to the plebeians and the patricians. You know, so basically these two parties, they seem as though they're contrary to one another, but they're actually in unison. All right, so him sticking up for, you know, the the Democrats, or the lesser, you know, because the Republicans represent the you know, the basically the people on the higher totem pole, you know, make the more money, more prevalent in society, and the Democrat represents the middle working class on down, you know. So yeah, man, but it's all it's just getting yeah, it's getting it's corny, man. All right, this is the book of Second Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm gonna start at 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So when Yahweh comes, and the spirit of his mouth is the prophets, which are spiritually breaking down this society as we speak. All right, and then the total destruction of the brightness is coming is when Yahweh will be returning in the midst of World War III, as pursuant to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So deceivableness, man. We're coming upon a time where the, you know, so-called white man, Esau Edom, is going to be digging in their bag heavy, their sorcery bag, their guile, you know, their trickery, you know, all of that. They're using that because the Lord gave that to them as a power. I was about to say superpower, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. All right, and that's what they're going to use. They're going to use their enchantments. All right, they're going to use their you know, monthly prognosticators, all right, stargazers and everything like that. But hey, it's all gonna come to naught, man, because it's on the left hand side, and the right hand is more powerful than the left. So we're gonna go to the book of Sirach, chapter 10. I mean, it's like 12. This is Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So they're, you know, trying to play the people against each other. Like the right hand has an agenda and the left hand has an agenda, but they all have the same agenda. Okay, and that's the agenda of the elites. All right, their NWO system, right? So that's what they want to implement, and that's what their ultimate goal is. But we already know the end result. It's not going to work. All right, and thankful to the Lord, we're able to see these things. All right, we're able to call them out on these things through the spirit and power of the Lord. Okay, you got a lot of people in darkness, gross darkness to people. And that darkness is ultimately going to lead them to, well, ultimately led them to what? Taking the juice, taking that, okay, being a goddamn ticking time bomb. And ain't no telling what's going on in your body when you took that, man. All right, this is not medical information. All right, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm speculating, right? So, come on, man. All right, but it's ultimately going to lead to certain destruction if you take that MOTB, as you can read about in Revelation, the 14th chapter. All right, so never trust thine enemy, man. And let's see, because I quoted it. All right. Let me see. I can't believe I don't know two horns. Okay, Revelation 13. All right. I'm gonna start at 10. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast came up out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, so these draconian measures are about to begin to be popping off, man. That big beautiful bill 5150 just passed, and hey, I saw a little bit of it, what it entails, but man, we really don't know to the full extent. All right, what these we really don't know to the full extent what these executive orders and these when they sign these bills, what they actually entail fully. Okay, they only give us part. All right, they only give the masses and the people part. Only they know the intricacies and everything that is within a said bill or whatnot, right? So hey, man, but we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through the holy scriptures, all right, what's coming down the pipe. Okay, Jacob's trouble. Okay, and it's gonna be so bad out here, man. The spirit is getting on brothers to tell people and warn people, all right, that hey, it's gonna get bad. Things are gonna get terrible, all right, and it's time to come back to the Lord if you're of the elect, all right. Well, verse 12. And he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And that's talking about the Western Roman Empire. Okay, the ancient Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire. All right, and the deadly wound that was healed is talking about that eighth beast, Babylon the Great, aka America. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And they've done that. Okay, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hellfire missiles, all these missiles, right? And their technology. 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would worship the image would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So it's going to become a great insurrection. It's going to be, and it's going to, oh man, this hour temptation, okay, which is going to befall the whole earth, man. All right. Verse 16, and he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Shazai stigma. We have videos, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down. We have multiple videos breaking down the intricacies, breaking down to the last letter, right, of what this thing is. And it's something that has to be inserted inside of you, okay? No diddy. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So that's that M-A-R-K, that's that charagma, something that's inserted, okay? Even going down to the delivery system of the Palisade, okay, you got charagma, carax, and grapho, even down to the information, all right, that's going to be inside that microchip, that Sajah stigma, 666, right? So, hey, never trust thine enemy. Things are going to be ramping up, all right, and hey, we're going to continue through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to warn the flock, feed the flock, edify the flock, all right, edify the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, starting, on earth with the apostles, the bishops and elders of Great Millstone on down to, brothers like myself. So, yeah, I'm going to end it with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect out there. And until next time, shalom.